Good musical morning, everyone. Welcome to Behind the Bench, where we take you behind, above, and beyond the repair bench here at Heid Music Company in Northeast Wisconsin. How's everyone doing? Doing a lot of table slams today. I'm Ned the Dead. It's my new thing. Is Ned the Dead still around? What is that? Molly. Oh no, starting off the day with Molly not knowing who Ned the Dead is. Camera's on point today. Nice, like it. Nice, well, good morning, everyone. Nail, good morning. Justin, all the LaGraves are here. My family's watching. If you see me chatting, it's not me, it's my family. They brush their teeth. Good job, kids. Good job. Dental hygiene. Good. Did you brush them good? I hope so. Martin, good morning. Oh, gee, I think you got to change your name back to Martin now, Marty. Sorry. Aaron, deep cut, was the Ned the Dead a deep cut? It was. Deb, hello from cool, cloudy Ohio. Nice. It's going to be actually quite a nice weekend, I think, here in the old GB. I think it's going to be cooler, but sunny, I believe, which I think. I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't actually look at the news or the weather. So, Tom, good morning from South Haven. Yes. Thank you for coming in. Yes, Aaron, yes, the grime stoppers are grime stopping those teeth. Good job, kids. Grime stoppers. You're the, I don't have the sounds on this one. Oh, yeah, I do. Ready? All right. This is for my children who are the grime stoppers of teeth grime. Good job. Brush those teeth. Yes. Chris, good morning. Keith, good morning. That's your dad. Oh, yeah, you do have the same last name, yeah. Seth, good morning. Yeah, Adam's weather report, Thursday. Yeah, it should be nice. I don't know. It looks kind of nice out there. Yeah, that should be good. Go ahead and plan your weekend around my weather forecast. I am a professional repair tech, not meteorologist. Is that what it's called? Yeah, so anyways. Thanks for being here, everyone. What are we drinking? I got my coffee. This is actually not Folgers, and it's not Great Value. I think it's Everyday Essential. Branching out, trying new stuff. So we got some exciting stuff planned. I gotta say, I'm gonna show this off. I hope this is okay. I'm just gonna show it. Shout out IT. Shout out to the folks here. I got a new computer, laptop, and I just got it yesterday. But we will be using it for streaming. So old Betsy here that we've been using, just trying her best to chug along. We're gonna be switching to a new computer soon. So with that, hopefully I can figure out some pretty cool things. This is me typing, you can't see. Typing away. Some new things for the stream, I hope. But we'll see. Yeah, go IT guy. Go Jason, shout out. So I'm excited for that. That's gonna be great. That's gonna be this weekend and beyond. We'll get that figured out. But I could not get it set up for today. But you know, here we are. We're still gonna have a good time. We're still gonna have fun. We're still gonna like some instruments. We're still gonna have a little fun in the chat. You know what I mean? Yeah. Molly, how inappropriate. Glad no one heard that. Christine, good morning. Molly, your whole family's here watching. Mm-hmm. They always are unless you're not on the stream, and then no one shows up. That's fine. Anyways, yeah, so today we are going to be working on some customer stuff. I will be. Molly's she's going to be taking another apprentice quiz. Going to be quizzing her on some stuff. And then I believe Matt's Chat with Matt featuring Matt is going to have a nice little segment. So we got a full day today. And yeah, it's going to be fun. And we're going to have lots of fun. And the fun that we're going to have is going to be fun. Because we have fun. It is going to be fun, Molly. Yeah. I don't know if I told you, but we're going to have some fun today. So should we start having fun? Will Matt be there? I don't know if Matt will be there. But Matt's chat featuring Matt with Matt will be there, so we're going to see how much fun we have with those fun things while trying to have fun and also enjoying our fun time. Behind the bench. Clip it. Let's get started. Okay. All right, so we're going to start actually with a saxophone today. Have you guys seen my sax stand, by the way? I love this thing. We have an alto sax. Customer brought it in because it wasn't working. So I said, hey, don't you worry about that. We'll get it working. But we got to get our sax stand ready. Yeah, this is a new sax stand. Thanks for asking, Anil. This is great. I don't know if you saw it. My kids are actually watching this time, so I'm not going to say what I said last time about it. All right, so a couple things we're going to be focusing. Oh my gosh, Molly. Why did you knock over my hammer? Yes. Well, my sax stand didn't do it. My sax stand can't do anything wrong. It's very special. It goes to an honor school. My sax stand is better than your honor school kids. Anyway. Oh, my kids are in chat loving the emojis. So one thing we got on this is, so we got some, if you see that, I mean, you can see the grime in the neck, right? We're gonna take care of that because we're grime stoppers. Grime stoppers. But do you see the cork here? It's like chipped, breaking off. But it's really not terrible. But here's the thing. Here's the thing that I think. We're going to fix it anyways. A lesser shop might say, oh, that's fine. We can let it slide. Here at Heid Music, no. We're going to fix it. We're going to get it right. Because the last thing I want is for this to go out and then 3 days later, you know, the cork comes off and they go, it was just in. Well, you're right. And that's not going to happen because I didn't ignore it. But y'all, hey, no shade, no shame. This is fine. But there's a reason that you need to bring your instruments in to us here at Heid Music Company on a regular basis so that we can clean it and that you don't get sick, so that your mouthpiece doesn't look like this. I don't even know what that is. Probably Salisbury steak, the cheese pizza squares you get at lunch, those hamburgers. I think they'd probably do chicken nuggets. Just kind of all grown right there. We also sell an instrument care kit, by the way. So a mouthpiece, sure, it's really, really good to get this cleaned professionally, but you can also take care of this yourself with our instrument care kits that we sell. We sell brushes in there that you can get in there, a little bit of soap, a little water in the sink, scrub it out, bada bing, bada boom. You can prevent this from getting this bad just with a little care at home. You can get those care kits actually at HeidMusic.com, probably. But hey, it's okay. It's okay. We're here. Now I think about it, if I'm being honest, looking down the neck, those bumps might be, I don't know, maybe something growing in there. Maybe it's not dirt. But hey, we'll take care of it, don't you worry. Because the rest of the body looks pretty clean, actually. That was part of it. We could all use a little bit more care. So, here it is. There's a link right there. Wouldn't you know it? Shout out to marketing on the ball. Boom. Okay. So we're going to replace a couple pads on this. Get it nice and cleaned up. We're going to replace that neck cork. We're going to flush that neck. We're going to flush that mouthpiece. Get it nice and shiny, ready to go for another school season, for another music season. Except music's always in season, in my opinion. It's too early for a high horse, Adam, so why don't you just hop off and get to fixing. All right. Leak light into the saxophone bell. I'm going to take a look at these bell keys. Leah, good morning. Welcome to Behind the Bench, where we take you behind, above, and beyond the repair bench here at Heid Music. We gotta start doing some more beyond stuff.
What's beyond?
I don't know. What is beyond the bench? It's like Bed Bath & Beyond.
We don't do anything
We
beyond.
gotta do some more beyonds. What is beyond? All right, so I'm gonna unregulate our stop arm here so we get an accurate reading on the pads. Let's go beyond and scream into the abyss. Yeah. Therapy. Road trip. Where should we road trip to? I would actually. I think it would be fun. I got to get the okay from. Also, Don, I see you. Good morning, Don. Thanks for coming in. Maybe a road trip to our main store in Appleton, College Avenue, or perhaps to their warehouse location. Should we do some road trip streams? That'd be fun. Oof, oofa, 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 oof, 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 oof. Can I get a zoom in? I don't know if you can see this. There's some green buildup, right? No, you can't really see down here. That's all right. Yeah, this one needs some cleaning. All right, go back at them. All right, here we go. Do a little road trip. You're on a road trip right now? Where are you road tripping to? They're out there, seeing the world.
They sent me pictures this morning at like 6 a.m.
Nice. All right, just gonna clean that up there. Plus here to infinity and beyond. Ba-da-ba-dum-bum, ba-da-da-da. My kids are just spamming emojis. That's so funny. All right, kids, hey, that's enough with the emojis. Use your words. You can spell and you can read. Prove it. I said that's enough. I said that's enough. Stop it. All right. We got a little leak we're going to take care of here. Molly, would you? Oh, here it is. Okay.
I am way over here.
Stop stealing my things.
I couldn't even if I wanted to.
Every time I go, every time I turn around, just stealing my stuff. Hey, everyone. Actually, we'll announce that next stream. Never mind. Nothing. No. Wow. I'm fighting with my kids on stream. This is a fun energy you're bringing. Thanks, guys. All right. So there's a little leak. We took care of that, a little regulation. Now we're going to re-regulate our keys down here. Sorry, this one's hard to show on screen. So, Joe, don't you encourage them, Joe. Also, good morning. It's good to see you. Thanks for joining. So we're regulating our B to C sharp key here, regulation. I think it's C sharp. Wow, I can't think of anything today. I'm working on saxophones for 10, 12 years, don't know anything. This key to that key. I don't know, Molly. I've been a repair tech for as long as I can repair.
That makes sense.
This is Emoji War. Hey, chat, you want to have we have a fun game. Guys, you guys are cracking me up. Pretty sure my son just goes, "We are sorry, Daddy. Can we have ice cream for lunch?" Hey, you know what? You're with your mom all day, so you know what? Yes. She could deal with the consequences. Also, Leah said yes, and she's kind of my boss, so I can't say no to that. This just goes to show, here at Heid Music Company, we are family friendly, right? My kids are in the chat right now enjoying this with us, and kids are welcome. Molly just gonna keep tapping while I talk. I'm trying to do a real cool what a great clip that would have been, huh? But Molly's just over there tapping away. It's okay. Ethan, good morning. Ice cream for lunch. Ice cream for lunch for you too, Ethan. Yep. Woohoo again. Kids are cracking me up. All right. It would have actually, it thought, as you all probably know, I'm gonna get some coffee, do a little fit. As you all probably know, we do a lot of bits here. Most of the time when I'm angry, I would say all the time when I'm angry on stream, it's all a bit, it's all a joke. But I did think it would be pretty funny if I was in the middle of, we're a family stream here, my kids are in the chat and everything. Molly, would you stop the tapping? Just blew up. It would have been funny. And I thought, I went against it, and then I just told everyone how funny would I have been if I did that? Anyways, I should have done it, you're right. But I didn't. It would have been.
Probably would have been scared for like 30 seconds.
We like to have fun here. Joe, if you're still here, how is your summer going? Joe's like a wonderful, fantastic, amazing tech out in the San Diego area, working for the schools. They're lucky to have him, that's for sure. Because but despite my best efforts, I can't get him to move here and work with us. And despite his best efforts, he can't get me to move there to work with him. So we're a stalemate. That's for sure. Good. Molly, if you need help, tap once. Go ahead, Molly, let him know. All right. Whew. Whoa, if I could start any conspiracy, what would it be? Like I start a conspiracy theory? That is a good question. I have to really think about that. Because any conspiracy theory I can think of is probably already started. Michael. Store manager Michael coming into the chat. You want to join us for a second? Seth, here's Michael. Store manager at Green Bay. Wonderful and awesome. Seth at the warehouse has asked if we could start any conspiracy theory, what would it be?
Oh.
Well, actually, is this an actual conspiracy or is this a theory? I got to clarify. But do you have one? Oh. You're pretty quick with this stuff.
Well, this one
you're really not only really quick, you're witty and funny. So no pressure.
Oh,
but
this is too early. I just walked in the door this morning.
So your conspiracy is that mornings are fake?
Well, yeah. There it is.
There it is.
Okay.
Thanks for joining, Michael. Sorry to put you on the
What
spot.
are you fixing today?
Instruments.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, better than normal.
And people's moods. We're turning it around. Educate and entertain.
Is it working?
Chad, is it working? We just freeze it away.
No one.
that was a good
Fair
bit.
enough.
All right. Thanks, Michael. Bye. All right. We're having fun. What's a repair conspiracy? A repairacy? How do you get back to that?
I'm sure there's many things that like people believe is the thing that actually helps, but in actuality,
I'm going to start a repair conspiracy. That theory, people probably out there think, maybe I might be venting on this one, but yeah, if I just bring it in, it should take 10 minutes to get it fixed. I hear that conspiracy theory quite a bit, but Aaron, don't you turn the, no, My saxophone stand is not a villain. It's perfect in every way. Don't you dare. Okay. There's a lot happening in chat. I'm struggling to keep up. I saw there, Joe, I think, mentioned school is coming in, is already in second week. That's crazy. Also, yes, I went and visited Joe with my family and, well, with my wife, we went to the zoo. No, yeah, the San Diego Zoo. My kids weren't there. Maybe next time, Joe. Here's another thing we're gonna take a look at here. Here's the E-flat pad. That one's probably one of the worst ones we've seen on stream. That's for sure. We haven't seen one that bad in a long time. Hey, 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 it's not time for the Molly Minute. Hey, no, not yet. You gotta come back over here. Hey, listen to me. No, Molly, don't do it. Come on, over here. Come. Don't, stop it, Molly. You're encouraging. You are being a little scamp today. It's okay. Come back over here. Yeah, just stay here, bud. It's fine. Yeah. No, it's not her camera time. It's still my camera time. You can't take that away from me. Fine. I guess everyone wants Molly Minute. Should we just go to Molly Minute? Should we just do Molly Minute? Oh, well, she's not ready. She's not ready. See? She's not ready. Camera, come on, you little scamp. All right, so we'll change that E-flat pad. And we have more pads that I'm gonna clean off that tone hole though. Camera's like, hey, I know what chat actually wants, and they don't want to talk to you anymore, Adam. They want to go to the Molly Minute. Joe, wow. Hey, remember all those nice things I just said about you? Just thinking, whatever. I just said those things, nice things to you, But, whatever. My kids are like, I want daddy. Yeah, you want the Molly Minute. She's excited. Also, I'm pretty sure that my kids keep spamming the chat with emojis, but they're not coming up on my stream chat, which is funny. But so if it gets to be too much, you can ban my own account. All right, so I'm gonna take off these palm keys too. They need to be replaced. And then are we ready for the Molly Minute?
Yeah.
Okay. Molly's right here. Look at. She's right there. Don't.
Actually, I want to show this before I
Do you? Oh yeah. Okay.
look how bad that is.
Here. We'll come over here. We'll get the front cam. We're going to show a little something here. All right, Molly, come on in. You want to talk about what's happening right now?
Hi. So I do brass. I have a trombone here. It's an old.
Camera, you can go over here now. Hold on. Let me just freeze it right here. Sorry. Okay. Now you
I have a trombone, but pulled out the mouthpiece, and that's supposed to be. It's supposed to be silver. It's more black. I can't see where things are. No,
very
how well?
tarnished.
It's very, very tarnished.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm gonna polish it, but I wanted to show because it's really bad. It's really very tarnished, but it's fine.
Do you want to show the polishing process?
Sure.
Yeah, I can see if this camera will be our friend.
Stay there.
It's not going to. Sorry. She's going to polish it, and then next time we're going to have more cameras and more angles, probably. What's that? Oh, trombone mentioned. Yeah, Aaron plays trombone. Hey, Lindsay. Good morning. Thanks for coming in. An indicator that we need a new mouthpiece would be, so I'm not a brass player. In fact, I would defer to the brass players in the chat here, Marty, Don. But as far as the functionality of it. When you start getting chips and stuff around the lip plate, that really affects the way it plays and whatnot. Go ahead. I don't know how loud it's going to be. There we go. Next time we're going to have a camera right there. But there's also things where like there's beginning mouthpieces and eventually you just play at a level that you can get beyond that mouthpiece and get a better one so you can play better. Wow, what an explanation. What an explanation.
You know I play brass instruments, right?
All right. And there's plating too on it. So like if the plating starts to come off, I mean, you got kind of raw metal right there in your face. So I mean, there's like safety concerns. If it's messed up and damaged, then you got like just issues there too. So if it's not silver anymore or whatever plating it is, and you see chunks in it missing, get a new mouthpiece. Joe, yeah, damage to the rim, raw brass against lips. Yep, exactly. So, Marty's here. Heid Music can replate mouthpieces. That's right. Just give us a call. We'll get you in touch with Marty. Absolutely. All right. So we took off the palm keys. Everything else looks pretty good. Really, the biggest issues with this saxophone are the places where moisture gathers. Those pads themselves are getting pretty corroded, and there's buildup here. We can see. There we go. You can see that. So all those need to be replaced. We're replacing those pads. And everything else looks pretty good, which is great. We'll double check everything once we get the new pads in. And then, of course, we're going to change the neck cork and flush the neck and flush the mouthpiece. In fact, we'll probably get that going as we switch on over to everyone's favorite segment, the Molly Minute, in a second. Are you almost done? All right, kids, cool it a little bit. Come on. If you're going to type words. Here we go. All right. Yeah, so what we'll do is just scrape this neck cork off. I've got a curved scraper here. It's a cool tool that I have. And I just use that to just scrape off the old cork. I'll do it here on camera. Just scraping off the old cork. There's different things you can do. I know that you can like heat it, and that supposedly has it come off easier. I've just found the quickest and easiest way is just scrape off the old stuff. And I'll get a little denatured alcohol to help take the glue off. And then we measure and put a new one on. I've seen some people have success with, and this might be more for tenon corks on clarinets. I've never really done it. But they'll take a pliers like this and use the inside there, expand it out, and basically like do this and try to rough off the tenon cork that way. I haven't done that. I tried it, I think maybe in school someone showed us that, and I just got too scared of it. So I don't do that. I mean, people who can do it and get success with it, that's the big thing about a lot of these techniques that we use. If you're not careful, you can do a lot of damage with all of our tools. So you have to have the experience and expertise to know how much pressure, how much this, how much that, how much heat, all of that, because that's what being a repair tech is, I suppose. If you just go at it with a hammer and heat and just try to pull stuff off, that's when you get like trumpets with lead pipes broken off because the mouthpiece was stuck. We have special tools that we use to make sure that the lead pipe doesn't come off when you like trying to get it apart. The old dad or uncle in the garage, get that off, grabs this pliers, cramps just really hard onto the mouthpiece, just starts, it comes off, but so does the lead pipe, and the mouthpiece is still stuck. And now that quick little, typically costs next to nothing to get the mouthpiece free. Now we're looking at a very large bill because we need to replace the lead pipe too. Joe's in there making fun of me again. All the cool kids use pliers. Good for you, cool kids. I love that. That's awesome. Love that for you. And I love that you can whistle. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba, the Molly Minute. Bring!
I guess this is happening now. I didn't know it was happening, but it's happening now. I have a lot of instruments on my bench. We're only going to talk about one of them. I have a trombone slide here. And, sorry, my brain isn't working. I flushed this trombone. Oh, this is the mouthpiece. It looks so much nicer. Looks so much nicer. Looks silver again. So pretty. That's what polishing does. You can polish mouthpieces, then they look all nice and pretty. I've got a slide here, and trombone slides, we want them to be smooth when you're using them. And this one has a little bit of a hitch. And there's a few things that we look at to see what could be wrong.
What's your first step when diagnosing a trombone slide?
I like to take out.
Move back a little bit.
I'm moving. I like to take out the slide and then only put in one side to see which side is causing the problem. So there's something at the end there, which is causing a problem.
How do you determine if it's a dent or a bend in the slide?
So we use there's lights. We use a light and line it up with the trombone slide, and you can see when the light's lined up where it's kind of bending, and you can see then where the bend in the slide is. And we look at like this way, and then the sides, and then I flip it around to see the other side. That's how you see if there's a bend. And if there's a dent, you can usually feel it when the slide is in here, and then you can feel that little like hitch, and wherever that hitch is, you can kind of line the slide up. And then don't drop it. I'll take wherever the hitch is, take the slide out, line it up on the outside, and then see where it is in accordance to the outside of the slide. Then you can usually see where that dent is, and then we put it on a mandrel and tap that dent out. There are bends and slides, but so the inner slide can also be out of whack.
Yeah, so how does the alignment need to be on a trombone for the inner slide and outer slide?
Like perfectly, oh, yeah, like side. This can be bent. I don't have like 4 hands, this doesn't work. This can be bent like this way, where out of parallel, or it could be bent in or outward, and you'd have to, if it's bent in or out, you can kind of line it up and see if this lines up, and if it does or doesn't, you can push it in or out. Let's try to line that up. If it's side to side bent, my chair's not over here. We have this thingy. What is this? I don't even know what this is.
This is leveling stone? Yeah.
This is a leveling stone. And
Matt also uses it for stuff.
Matt does use it for stuff. but we can put this on the leveling stone when it's flat. And moving Matt's stuff
for Matt chat,
is fine. Can put this on here and then tap the sides to see if there's any noise, and there is actually on one of these.
So what does that mean?
So that means that this is bent this way. It's out of alignment. It's not straight. It's not parallel with each other.
Where does that come from?
What does what come from?
Like, where does that, the point of contact where it needs to be, like, where do you bend it or straighten it?
Oh, at
flex
the
it? At the brace?
handle, yeah, the brace here. Because these are kind of thinner metal, I believe. You don't
That one
want to bend
specifically,
it.
you have to be careful because I believe this is a hollow brace.
Yeah.
So you have to be really, really gentle and careful. So you have to have a lot of, which you do, Molly, have a lot of discernment on how much pressure you can put on it and whatnot. So you would just go and flex that back to flat, so that it's flat on the leveling stone, right?
Yep.
And then try it again, and typically that what? What is like the biggest? It's a little bit of a trick question. We've been talking
great.
a lot about straightening and leveling, but what is usually the biggest problem with trombone slides?
Bends? Or like,
Bends,
That
but
they're
also kind of with all brass.
that's just not clean. You're
Most of
saying,
the time, most of the issues with trombone slides, there's usually bends in them, sure, but you clean them, almost all the time they come out pretty good. And then I would say probably every trombone slide needs a little adjustment, would you say?
Yeah,
Yeah.
usually.
Which is usually a bend, or the hand slide is out of skew.
Right, I've seen a lot where it's just not lined up here.
Yeah,
And it's just a little
I
thing.
call it
that's like
sprung out
sprung out.
or in.
in.
Yeah, so just a little bit of flexing, which you've gotten better at because you have better hand strength now too.
I do.
Your
I've
family was talking about hand strength before, yeah.
I've got like a lot of calluses on my hands. I like looked at my hands. I'm like, oh my gosh, what did I do? Oh, I went to work.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So you do the straightening
Skew
and dents, making sure everything's level after it's clean,
After it's clean, right?
right? Step one is, yeah, Marty says what? Step one is always cleaning? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to be doing dent work with grime in there because you don't end up just pounding that into the metal, right?
Right.
So cleaning is always step one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to talk about and say? Anything else
I don't
about
know.
trombones?
Trombones are probably one of the brass instruments that took me the longest to learn, because at first, I don't know how frustrated you were with me, but at first I could not see any single bend of anything anywhere. I thought I was blind. Like,
It takes a while.
it took a minute for me to kind of see, because we did training where you were like, oh yeah, this is the bend, and I look and I'm like, I don't know. What do you mean? And now I can usually see the bend and whatnot. Sometimes I have trouble finding dents or still getting it. Like, I have a couple here that still I'm having, like, I don't know what this is, but that's because I don't know everything about brass yet.
Do you remember that trick I showed you with the cloth on finding the dent? Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do.
What is that trick? It's pretty simple.
We have these thingies. They're very fancy. I don't know what they are actually.
Just
But-
paper cloth, yeah.
If you take this and put it over, you can feel where, I call it an invisible dent because I can't see it sometimes, where an invisible dent would be. Not sure why, but
Yeah, for some reason you can feel it
you can feel where
better
the
with
dent
just a
is.
cloth.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's some science behind it, but I don't understand.
We're not in here for science.
We're in here for fun!
We're in here for fun. Yeah.
Anything else?
No.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba, the Molly Minute. Bring! Dings in the chat for Molly. Going through. She did great. Another quiz on trombones. Yeah, trombone sighting is. Oh, let me fix my camera. That's what I call it when you're looking for the bends. Can I see that slide for a second? Just the inner. Outer, sorry. My mistake. I'm sorry. Look at all those dings in the chat for Molly. Good job. So when we look down looking for bends, I call it sighting. So we find a point, and the best is like a light or some sort of contrast. So looking for a light, dark contrast is what we're looking for. So when I look up, I find my point, and you keep that point constant because it makes it consistent. And just look down, and when that light hits the trombone slide, and there's really no way for me to show you this, I think, on camera. Perhaps one day I'll be able to. But what you can see, as Molly was describing, a line straight down the center of the tube. One side is light, one side is dark. And then you can just see if there's a bend or not. And it's really hard to get that. It is a trouble. Myself too, in school, I remember I just was like, I don't know what I'm looking at. And I think finally the instructor just like put a huge, obvious, super big dent, like you can almost see it normal. And then it's like, now sight it, and you're like, oh, okay, I think I get it. And you just, with more practice, you get that sighting, and you've gotten it, you get it. Yep. It's the very, very subtle ones that still kind of, or the compound bends where it's bending this way and this way. So you sight it at the 290s and then kind of at an angle, which, Molly, why don't you go ahead and take another look at this slide? It's all right. Yeah, why don't you take another look at this slide? Oh yeah, why don't you take another look at this slide? That's all right. It's all right. Anyways, but she's doing great though. Trombones are tough, so yeah. Here we go. The road idea. What is the road idea? Huh? No, I don't think so. That's not what we're talking about. So, all right. So, yeah, things in the chat from Molly. She's doing great. Trombone slides are tough to get a hold of and really get a concept around. Like once you get an understanding of them, they become easier. But the whole just point of it is the inside slide needs to be parallel and level, and the outside slide needs to be parallel, level, and straight. Otherwise, it doesn't slide. So that's the main thing. Yeah. But Matt, you ready for the Matt chat? Did that bend that you missed and now it's working really well, Molly? Yeah. Hey, I'm still. That's all right. Means I still got it. Shannon can't let that slide. Ooh, and on that beautiful, beautiful pun, we're going to switch it to Matt. It's the Matt Chat featuring Matt with Matt.
Hello. I think we're gonna glue a bridge today. That'll be fun. This one is not attached. I already did the work of pulling it. Again, if I think in the past we've mentioned heat over the area with the heat lamp softens the glue, then you can get a putty knife under it and peel it up. It's a slow process. You want to make sure that you feel that warmth on the inside of the guitar and the bridge plate. That's an indication it's starting, or you can start trying to get your putty knife underneath. It should not come up with a ton of force. If you can just slide it underneath, that's the best. This guitar had some fairly tricky grain run out. It was going in both directions, actually. So grain run out is not this. This is a nice ideal kind of top. It's kind of, if we imagine this is, laying flat, or I guess laying like this, you'd think that all the little little fibers and grain lines are going straight, start to finish. And that's not always the case. Sometimes how the wood is milled, they are kind of at a slant. So you can see that if it's really dramatic by tilting the top, and one side will be darker. And that's when you're kind of seeing the pores open up as it catches the light. You don't want to send your putty knife in that direction, otherwise you're going to dig in and pull up the top, and that is not fun. So this top has a little bit of grain run out. I found it earlier coming in this direction on the bass side, and the treble side is kind of like that. So go slow when you're starting to see the bridge pull up a little bit. I like to get really low to the top, try to use my light sources to see if any fibers are still attached to the bridge and adjust accordingly. Maybe come from the other direction to try to peel them down flat. This top, I was very lucky. No chunks pulled up. I didn't have to re-glue anything. Was just able to mate the bridge to the top again, and everything was all right. So we're gonna take out the hydrators that we had in here. Leave something in to collect the glue. And then we get ready to do a dry run. One of my habits I had to break was not thinking before I glued and just, oh, I know how to glue it. I'm just gonna throw glue on and clamps and call it a day. And that is not the way to do it, even if it's something you've done a million times. So I have these little nylon pins to help locate the bridge. I don't want it moving around at all, so I don't have to worry about the bridge drifting and getting glued on crooked. I have a caul for the inside. It is MDF on the bottom with cork on the top, so it has some flexibility, and magnets on it, so it sticks to my clamp. It's kind of fun. And little holes punched in it to go around the pins, although I think these ones I trimmed so they don't go all the way through the top for different purposes. The only problem is the caul doesn't fit in on the clamp. I kind of want to make a smaller caul. Caul, C-A-U-L, is the spelling on that for anyone that's curious. So I like 4 clamps. I do 2 of these big guys in the center. The caul also helps avoid getting hung up on bracing on the inside. There's a big old X that goes this way to that way. And the clamp just sits nicer when there's more material in there. Then I have 2 clamps on the wings. This one has another foot on the bottom that is dished out. I like to try to get that on the X braces. Usually means it's in a really good spot to hold the wings down of the bridge. More cauls to provide even pressure over a wider surface area. That's looking good. Bridge is going on straight. I'm not going to do the other one. Nope, I am going to do the other one. Make good habits. So I like how that's sitting. Martin guitars all have very standardized bracing. It just makes a lot of sense. It's easy to glue up. There are rarely surprises on standard models like this. So yeah, this bridge is kind of nice. It was already kind of mitered into the finish. They didn't have a lot of finish underneath the bridge from the factory. A lot of less expensive instruments will just glue a bridge on top of finish, which causes problems because wood glues to wood a lot better than wood glues to finish. So they usually pull up on cheaper instruments a lot faster. This guitar was just dehydrated, so the top sank, the sides sink a little faster, and then the bridge pulls up. Very common, very, very common. Not necessarily a given that it will happen to every instrument. I've had instruments from the 50s and 60s that didn't need their bridge reglued. Either it was already done a number of years ago, or it was just a survivor and it didn't need it glued. So it's not as sure of a thing as like needing a neck reset. All right, so we're getting ready for glue. I used to do scratch a checkered pattern in both surfaces. Kind of learned later that that can kind of mess with the fibers, especially at the top. So if anything, I'll go with the grain and just kind of rest the tip of this hobby knife on the wood and do a little bit of scoring, and then I'll go with the grain on the bridge in an opposite direction, and it simulates that crosshatch design without actually like separating and causing more grain run out the next time someone has to reglue this. Hopefully they don't have to, but if the guitar's around for a long time and it dries out again, it might need the bridge pulled up, and I want to make that job easier for the next person that has to do it. Always thinking ahead. Sometimes I write a little note for fun. Rarely do I do that, but it's kind of fun. Like if you Taylor guitars have more going on. They're more of a automated factory, so they'll have like printing and little notes and just manufacturing things in different areas. Fender guitars have stuff scrawled on the necks. It's kind of fun to see inside that manufacturing process sometimes as I'm repairing things, and want a piece of that action myself, you know? If it's a friend's guitar, I'm more likely to write a note on it, especially if it's like an electric, just a little note under the pick guard or something. It's kind of cute. I do not do that on customer instruments often, though. Just want to put that out there. If anything, it's like what kind of glue I used. Like Heid glue. This is Heid glue. That's fish glue. Relevant notes to help out the next person. So now is the kind of the point of no return. We're going to start putting glue on this thing. If woodworkers out there don't have a glue bot, this thing's awesome. It helps prevent your glue bottle from getting crusty like a standard tight bond bottle. And it'll last a long time. It's just a lot of fun. You just squeeze it and it pushes it out. We usually buy it in a gallon, and that's not as efficient to put on a guitar. All right, so a little on the top. Like I said, we have a little bit of run out, so I'm gonna try to massage that underneath those fibers, and then brush them back with the grain. If I had pulled up a chunk of the top, that already would have been glued down at this point. So I guess not shown here, you have to clean up all evidence of previous finishes, glues. You want fresh wood so the glue can do its job properly, soak into the grain on either end. More glue isn't necessarily better. We still want, wood on wood, but a good amount of squeeze out is still desired. So it's nice, thick-ish coating. Press that into place, give it a little wiggle for the kind of the first round of squeeze out. I clean it up with a paper towel. best I can so I can check to make sure I'm within the margins of the finish. If this had more finish under the bridge, I would have spent a lot of time preparing that surface, cutting the finish back, making sure not to exaggerate that the area. I don't want it any bigger than it has to be. It gets a little harder on more oddball bridge designs. Anything with a fine point. Not that Taylor guitar, I'm picking on them today. Not that Taylor guitars bridges are an odd design, but they do have like some fairly pointy corners on them, and that can be a little tricky to get really sharp and exact. I'm using Tight Bond for my glue today. Sorry, trying to get this call back on. Take some clamps out. We're using Tight Bond because that's similar to what they would have used in the factory. If this was a vintage piece, we'd be using Heid glue because that's what they would have been using in the factory. A lot of guitar makers and repair folk like to debate, you know, what glue sounds better, which one is best. They just do different things. If you want to be a good repair person, you just use what's appropriate for the situation. There's not really any black and white areas. I know some people, when the glue on a necks, always use Heid glue for like the dovetail, and then always use Tight Bond for the other one, for the extension. Just kind of depends how you like working. I'd be panicking right now if this was Heid glue. I'd probably have to pull it and clean everything off. Once it gels, you are out of luck and have to start over. I only ever use the original regular Tight Bond. As you get into like Tight Bond 2 and 3, you gain water resistance. But in my experience, it's like Tight Bond 3 has more holding power than Tight Bond 1. But when it dries, it's fairly gummy. You try to pull it up, especially if it's like in a neck joint, it doesn't get hard. And it's just kind of a pain. Whatever glue you use, you kind of want it to be kind of dry, very hard, and I don't know, it helps transfer vibration better. I don't know, you wouldn't want, dang it. You wouldn't want rubber parts anywhere in your instrument sucking up vibration, so I tend not to use Tight Bond 3. Especially neck joints. Again, we're talking a lot about necks today while we're gluing on a bridge, but a lot of repairs rely on moisture. This doesn't usually happen. There we go. This is a real world frustration. I think my bridge call is a little bit over, and so this foot is having trouble staying where I want it to. We're gonna audible and grab a hunk of rubber instead. It's not so slippery and slidey. Good, we still got some squeeze out. Everything is awesome. Going through with a damp paper towel. Anyway, Tight Bond 3. I've pulled necks that have had Tight Bond 3 or have had to redo a neck reset early in my career. And because it's water resistant, it doesn't release as well with that steam and heat. So it's harder to undo and harder to clean up. And again, don't want to do that to the next repair person, especially if it's me. I haven't had to redo a neck reset in a long time. So I'm mostly thinking about the next person down the road. And if your guitar's getting wet, something's wrong. So it's just not likely that you need all that water resistance. Right now I'm cleaning out the saddle slot. There's a little hole drilled in it for the piezo to pick up to exit through. So I'm cleaning the glue out. It's a lot easier when it's dry. A lot more opportunity for something to slip and go wrong later if I don't clean it out now. Bridge reattachments are probably the most common acoustic repair outside of like fretwork. Like repair, I would consider like a nut and saddle like a modification in a lot of instances. And because it's dealing with finish, it's always been something I'm constantly trying to improve on. I don't want anyone to know that I repaired this. I want everything to look as close to factory as possible at all times, because that's how you know you're doing a good job, if no one can tell you worked on it. There's not a ton of room for artistry in this particular aspect. You do it well and invisible, or it's kind of a pass-fail thing. When you fail, there's certain degrees of, well, there was this extenuating circumstance. This looks fantastic considering, but why not shoot for perfection? And now we just wait. I like to give it at least 24 hours. This one's not due for a little while, so I'll give it 2 days. Especially if it's Heid glue, there's a lot more water content in that, so I'll easily leave it for 2 days just to make sure that it is dry before I do anything with it all. So I certainly don't want to undo all the work I just did by putting strings on it before it's dry. And the more cleanup you do beforehand, the less you have to do when it's hard. I'll come in with a chisel after I soften the glue a little bit with water. Again, that's another opportunity for a mistake. So spend your time preparing and cleaning while stuff is wet or doesn't have glue on it, and it makes the result cleaner. So that's how I glue bridges on.
Really got to work on transitions for the Matt chat. I'll get that going. We'll get one going. There we go. Dings in the chat for Matt, everyone. It's just, it's fast becoming my favorite segment because I get to just sit and watch. Like I see you work, but I don't like look over your shoulder and watch you work, of course, because that's weird. I only do that to Molly to make her nervous. But it is so cool to be like, oh, wow, the artistry in it. I know you said there's not a lot of artistry, but I would disagree. There's a ton of artistry and, making the bridge and making sure it fits and all that stuff. And the woodworking aspect is just incredible. It's so cool. Dings in the chat for Matt, everyone. Dings in the chat. Oh, all right. Hello. Hi, everyone. Hi, Jinxed. Welcome. So, I have a saxophone neck cork that we're going to put on. We could do that. See if we can get that done before stream's over. This is the thing that I think it was last stream, possibly the one before, I'd kind of mentioned, for whatever reason, I feel like us as repair techs in the chat, feel free to confirm or deny. Maybe it's just me, but there are sometimes just things we do. There's certain repairs that aren't hard. They're probably even easy, but we just find them annoying. I don't like doing it. For me, it is tenon corks. What I'm about to do right now, whether it be saxophone neck corks, tenon corks on clarinets, even head joint corks. I don't know why. Yeah, I mean they're quick, they're easy, they're fine, but I just for whatever reason I just don't. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I don't like doing them. But that's I wonder, text in the chat if you have a thing that's not hard, just you find to be annoying and it's not your favorite thing to do. Doesn't mean I don't do them. It was the first thing I taught Molly so that she could do them, but you know, it is what it is. Let's everyone pitch in and get my kids ice cream for lunch. Key heights, yeah, okay, Joe, we did talk about this. It's your least favorite vegetable. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. We got to do them anyways. But all right, so get this out of the way and still see chat. That's annoying. So we're gonna do a neck cork here. We got that saxophone neck is cleaned up, all the gunk off. The mouthpiece, I got to re-clean it again. I cleaned it while we were during Matt chat featuring Matt who chats. And it still needs more cleaning. It's pretty bad, but I wanted to get the neck out here and get this set for us all. So we're gonna replace the neck cork. First thing I do is measure. The good thing about this is this doesn't have a ring on the top, a lip, so it's just the neck cork goes right to the edge. That makes it easier. We can be a little less super accurate with with our cork, the length of it. Typically, I don't have any pre-made ones, but I'll kind of end up with a couple pre-made ones, just with the way stuff goes out. And they're typically about 1.5 inches long, then about I have a set at about 2.5 inches wide to accommodate both alto and tenor. And I don't typically have a lot of leftover. If I do, I save it for cork work for other stuff. But this one's coming in a little under that, but we're gonna give it a little extra just in case. So what I do, I've got my cork. I've had this. This is a big sheet of cork that I cut off 1.5 inches all the way down to get this to 2.5, and then I measure each this way. So it's sort of pre-made. It's set for the most part because we're at about 2.5 inches wide. So we're gonna mark about 1.5 inches. I think we'll go 1.5 inches because this is a little under. And what was it? Measure twice, Adam. Cut once. Yeah, we can go just a little bit. And all I do, get my pen, get my head out of the way, sorry. I just mark it. What I'm trying to remember is that I'm marking right in the center of my line, this thing I'm making, because I'm just using a pen, the mark I'm making, and then I know when I go to cut it, it's got to be right in the center. Some grammar something on there. Actually, my 1.5 inch mark has pen marks on my ruler. That's funny. Okay. I'm actually going to go a little less. So I'm going right at the edge there. And then, did I do this right? Yeah. Just line it up. Make my cut. There we go. You can see. Going to be at 1.5 inches with a little bit over. Now, what I do is then I know that this bevel is where I want it to be this way. So I actually start my bevel. Some people just go right to sanding. I actually make a cut for the bevel with my razor, save some time. Some people are able to just cut a bevel with the razor blade, and it's really good. I have yet to get that skill and accuracy with the razor blade. Kudos to anyone who can do that. I can't. I'm not that good. So now what I do is I just take one of, Molly. Actually, where is it? Is yours missing too, Molly? Can I borrow yours? I don't know what happened to mine. Do you have yours? Is yours missing too? Did someone come and steal all of our emery boards? I legit don't have it. Molly doesn't have her either, and her extra one's gone. We got a thief. What in the world's happening? That's so funny. They're all gone. Mine and Molly's. I think someone legit came and stole everything. You can't even find the extra. There they are. Okay. That's wild. That's kind of weird, right?
That is
That is weird. That all of our emery boards are. Cody did it. Yeah, Cody came and stole them. Cody. That's actually really funny and kind of scary. Who's messing with our stuff? Anyways, I just I use a emery board, I think they're called, and I just sand. So I'm sanding the edge of this. You can see there's a slight bevel that I cut. Now I'm going to make that a little bit better. It's a conspiracy, yeah. I probably go a little too drastic, and I have a nice, long, big bevel, but I don't know. It's a success. It helps blend that a little bit better when you put the cork on. So after this, if there was a ring, a lip on the neck of this, we would put a bevel on the front as well, on the top. But since we're going to be trimming off the excess, we're not going to do that until. Christy, you just use the blade? I don't know. I feel like I can't get a good, accurate cut with that. Maybe I just need to practice more. It's okay. Hey, I tell you what, I'll be the last one to tell you that I'm good at something, but I can always use more practice. So now that I have the bevel that I like, okay, I want to kind of, some people hit that cork with a hammer, but I want to make the cork kind of compressed a little bit so it's flexible, because if I just did this, there's a good chance it would crack. So I just take a drumstick, one of my old whatever drumsticks. I make sure there's no like chunks out of it or whatever, and then I just like a rolling pin, just flatten it out. And it gives it a little bit of a curve. You just gotta make sure you're rolling it the way that you're gonna put it on. Otherwise, you'll be fighting that curve that you just put in. So from there, we gonna glue it up. Lots of glue talk today. Glue talk at Heid Music. So I've just got my cork cement. I'm gonna coat the neck with it. Come on, get those strings off. Get out of here. And then I'm going to, now that we have the bevel and everything good, I'm gonna put a little bit on the bevel, and then I'm gonna coat the entire backside. Because that bevel is gonna meet up with the backside to form the connection, and we want that to be a nice glued area. A little bit more glue. I forgot to ask what everyone's plans are this weekend. Anything cool things planned? Molly's going to Chicago to see your aunt, I believe. Aunt Eileen. That's cool. I think I've met all of your family, Molly. Just about. Your family's very kind, and they're very nice, but. No emery board for Chris. Sure. Yeah, I get what you're saying, Chris. Yeah, I guess just for the bevel. I don't know. I shape and size the cork as well once it's on. But you get the Oshkosh Jazz Fest. Ooh, nice. And packing, Jinx, what are you packing for? Bit Brigade and the Megas. Ooh, is that a? What is that? Is that a? It's something funny here. What is that? Is that a? Food truck? What? I'm not okay. I could use a nap. That'd be fine. So I get the cork on. One thing I do is when pressing the cork in, I actually use my fingernails against that bevel that I glued. Typically, my fingernails aren't going to have like the grease from my hands. And I don't know if it's true or not, but someone told me like that can affect the glue, so you don't have a good adherence. So my old mentor showed me that, and that's how I've been doing it. So there we go. Trim the excess. save the excess to use later in life. That was a bit much. I should have trimmed that before. Might be. You know, sometimes it's really tough to show this stuff on stream because actually it's kind of nerve-wracking. Like this is kind of stressful to have, I don't know, 20 people watching you do this. You know, I mentioned, you know, we don't watch each other, we're not over each other's backs and stuff. Quite literally, you guys are over my back watching me do this, though. Over my shoulder, sorry. Yeah, but. Molly, I was just telling, Molly, can you just stop making fun of me all the time? Come on. Oh, cool, Joe. They do so they're doing, okay. Someone's going to speed run Mega Man X while they play the soundtrack. That is pretty dope. It's very cool. Very, very cool. Disco band practice. You're in a disco band? I didn't know that. Dang. Downtown Saturday. I want to know what this disco band is. All right, so now we got it set. We got it on there. I'm just going to do a quick, well, I don't have the mouthpiece, but it's a Yamaha 4C, so just use mine. Just do a quick test fit to see where we're at, and it's basically there. So I'm going to just do my overlap here. I'm going to put a bevel on the front to make it nice and smooth, and then we'll wax it, seal it, get her gone. I want to hear this disco band, by the way. I do. So some people, if you can look in the bottom left corner of your screen, do you see my hand? I'm going to point to the peg that Chris was talking about. Folks will put a tenon or something in it and then sand it that way. I don't do it that way. I was taught a different way. That's an extremely valid and wonderful, absolute great way. I was just taught this other way where I have a strip of sandpaper and I just use my thumb and I just pull it through. I'm just kind of do it. I'll do it on screen. Sorry. Get my chair out of the way. Get my camera to work. Camera, please. Okay. So I just hold my thumb and I just pull it through and I rotate. Obviously, got to be careful that you don't scratch the neck or anything like that. Some folks, I think Molly, you'll put painter's tape on it or something. But what's nice about this is, I don't know, it's just the way I did it. I can relearn on the bench pegs. Yeah, I've also caught my elbow on the bench peg a couple times, so that made me not like it, but you've almost hit your head on it. Yeah, so I mean, a lot of cons on a bench peg, but you know. See, what you need to know about how I'm doing it is where you put the pressure isn't really where most of the sanding is going to happen. It's going to happen on the other sides of it because I'm pulling it at an angle. Now, if I were to pull it kind of out, I think it would focus more on where my thumb is, and sometimes I do that. But what we're looking for is a nice, even, circular tenon cork. Sure, yeah. I mean, you just do what you are good at. The outside... the core of it is, can you do it well? Is it to the standard of Heid Music Company, which is very high? And can you do it fast? Bench peg for you, that's how you do it. For me, it's this. It is what it is. Your bench peg can be removed? Mine can't, it's in there.
I put on my other bench.
No, it can't, yeah. So then after this, I want to put a nice bevel at the top of this, because right now it's just square. I like to just put a little bevel on it, and I take my emery board and just put a little bevel on it. Just put a bevel on it. Just put a bird on it. What time is it? Ooh, we're almost done here, so. From Adeline, bevel away. Oh, you're doing a good job. Thanks, Adeline. I appreciate the support. And I love you. Just put a bevel on it. in there. Have a nice new tenant cork. I got to clean up some of the excess glue here. And this is a Yamaha 4C. It's my test plane one, and it fits. We're good. We're gonna put some wax on it and seal it. Yeah. If I could find my wax. Oh, here it is. One thing I learned, this is I think I learned it from you, Chris. I'm pretty sure everyone does this. I used to just use cork cement. Not cork cement, sorry, that's totally wrong. Cork grease, wow, sorry. Yeah, I just use cork cement to seal it with glue, and then you just put the mouthpiece on and you never have to worry about it. No, but we use paraffin wax here. And it's great, so I just rub it on, and I take my heat gun and seal it. Put it on, heat gun. Boom. Boom. There we go. I put another cork on, my least favorite thing, but for you stream, for you chat, I'll do it. I'll do it for you. Oh, what a mess my bench is. I don't usually do the sanding over here. I do it off my bench. But again, for you chat, anything. Anything for you. Yeah, well, that was fun, everyone. That was a good stream. Dings in the chat for Matt. Dings in the chat for Molly. What wonderful segments they had. Interesting, informative, educational, and entertaining. Clip it. All right, I think we're gonna call that a stream for today, gang. This I didn't even get to the pads on this. I could have kept working on it, but I was so enamored by Matt's bridge glue on. Is it a bridge? Yeah, bridge. Okay. See, I listened. Scott, hello. You're lurking. Thanks for being here. Next week we will continue on having some fun fixing instruments. And I leave you with this beautiful sax stand. Have you guys seen my new sax stand? It's awesome. It's new to me. It's used, but it's new to me, so I like that. But anyways, all right, gang. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for hanging out for another Behind the Bench here at Heid Music Company. Northeast Wisconsin's most beautiful, awesome, incredible music store. And next week we will continue on. So have a great weekend. And as I always say, keep her going and keep her good. Bye.
Let us help you find your melody at Heid Music.